Hello friends, we finally made it to part 3 of the longest best week of our van life so far. We made it into the desert on Saturday and we checked into Antelope Point RV Park. I've been dreaming of going to Lake Powell forever, and so I booked us this campsite for 4 nights on the Arizona side of the lake in Page, Arizona. RV park was so nice. They had these grills, fireplaces, way too hot for the fireplaces, but still really pretty, beach access, and it was a part of Glen National Park, so you do have to buy the National Park Pass on top of your camping reservation if you plan on staying at this RV park. We made the absolute most of being here and rented a boat on the Antelope Point Marina. If you pause here, these are all my thoughts about the marina itself. Unfortunately, all the jet skis were booked out, so we booked this deck boat. It was 26 feet long. Evan's a pro at driving boats because his dad has one, and this was actually only $5 more than the jet ski rental, and we're glad that we had to get this because the chop on this lake, because it's so big and beautiful, so beautiful, that it was nice having a bigger boat so we could explore a little bit more rather than being chopped around on the jet ski. Just heads up. Being in the national park like this is so cool because we were able to ride our bikes all around and go to the beach when we weren't on the boat and just really see the beauty of this place. Shout out Eamon and Beck. It's how we got into van life in the first place, so we had to watch their video, duh. Coming to the little rock beaches down here might have been my favorite part of the whole week. We did so many cool things, it's hard to say, but I just love the rocks in this water. It's so gorgeous. We sat here for like an hour on Evan's lunch break and just soaked it all in. Of course, while we were here, we had to check out the slot canyons. We went to Antelope Canyon, the lower side of it, and you have to have a tour guide to take you through it, which I love. And our tour guide was awesome. His name is Van, and I've been wanting to do this for so long, and it really does live up to the hype. We paid about $50 per person for an hour tour, and it was so gorgeous. I would do this every day of my life if I could. There's Evan coming out of the canyon we just walked through. It's so cool. After our time at the RV park, we got up Wednesday morning for sunrise and went through Page, Arizona, about 15 minutes away from the campsite, and went to Horseshoe Bend. This was how we spent our morning with our morning coffee. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? This is my real-time reaction. It absolutely blew my mind. It's so gorgeous. Never really had this on our list to do, but since it was so close, we went anyway, and honestly, it was one of my favorite things we've done so far. To see that so up close and personal is amazing. Drove about 2.5 hours to Grand Canyon National Park on the south rim side. We did not have time for a hike, but we just stopped along to a lot of different viewpoints while we were driving through and got lunch at the camp and got a bunch of different Grand Canyon specific beers, which were so fun to try. Obviously, Grand Canyon is worth the stop. It was so beautiful to see. Had a couple more hours to drive to Lake Havasu, our favorite place, and we've never stayed here with the van before, so we stayed at the state park right on the water. We sat our happy butts down in that water for several hours and just stared at the mountain. It was so beautiful, so hot, but beautiful. Staying at the state park was very worth it. It was only about $40 a night. We got to walk around, go to Kokomo's, and plug in and use our AC, which is key. Stayed there for 1 night and then made it to California, to San Diego, to see Evan's family. It's time for some West Coast van life.